This is about what the Miami Heat did to them. Jimmy Butler in game 3 had like 16 points. It wasn't even a Jimmy Butler game. And they just absolutely waxed him.
I think it is a Jimmy Butler game, though, because that's the thing. When you come into that, thank you for that lob, too, by the way. It is a Jimmy Butler game because Jimmy Butler is not the scorer. Like everyone makes it to seem like, oh, this is Jimmy, playoff Jimmy, etc. No, he's going to make the right play in order to get the win. Whether he shoots bad, whether he has 2 points, whether he has 10 points, whether he has 33 points, it doesn't matter. All he cares about is the win. And these guys have constantly said it. He is allowing, well, Kyle Lowry made a good point that Jimmy Butler gives these guys confidence. These undrafted guys, which I'm tired of hearing. Please, this is our last time saying undrafted on this podcast. But those guys are stepping up. They have the confidence to make these shots. Duncan Robinson buried the first 2 series, comes out, confidence. Now the basket looks like a hula hoop. He's just chucking threes. They're going in. Gabe Vincent, a.k.a. Gabe Iverson, is chucking threes, knocking it down. I'm embarrassed almost to the point because I don't usually I think that's a lie. I can't say I'm not strongly wrong with the takes of like choosing a series, but I was completely wrong about the Miami Heat. Like, I just had way more faith in the Celtics than I should have. And in this particular situation, they can't guard them. They get anything they want. They're outplaying them. They're being more physical than them. I even seen Marcus Smart. There's a clip floating around right now with the clean audio. He's talking about, we beat y'all. And man, that's old. You know what I mean? But he's talking about last year's series. This current series. He threw like some inadvertent elbow at Gabe Vincent. And Jimmy Butler's like, oh yeah, no, they're buns. We're going to get them up out of here. And that's like not the right fuel to be kicking. You know what I mean? Quote unquote, poking the bear, because that seems like that's the theme of this playoffs. Do not poke certain bears. And Jimmy Butler is one of them. He's a killer whale right now. Like killer shark, killer everything at this particular moment, and just taking advantage of it.
And it was disguised because the Heat had such a bad regular season. But it's obvious in this series just how much better their individual players got. The Celtics could really sag off Caleb Martin last year. They could put Robert Williams on him and have Robert Williams guard the paint, and they weren't punished for that. In game 2, when they tried the same tactic, Caleb Martin hits a bunch of threes. Caleb Martin goes to the hoop, puts his shoulder into Williams, and finishes through contact, which was like hardly anybody ever does that to Robert Williams, where they go right at him and have success. And Caleb Martin was doing it and talking crap the whole time because he felt disrespected that the Celtics were trying the same tactic that worked last year. So I just think the Heat have just, especially Caleb Martin, have gotten a lot better. And the Celtics, what made them great last year was defense, and that slipped. And in this series, obviously, the outside shooting has tilted incredibly toward the Heat. And that's a big part of the issue for the Celtics. But part of that is that the Heat are defending at a high level on every possession, and the Celtics are having breakdowns left and right. And that's the biggest story of the series to me, is like the Heat are able to hide Kevin Love and Cody Zeller, and the Celtics aren't able to hide a second-team all-defense guard in Derek White, who has had no chance against Jimmy Butler. And they just give up that switch and let the Heat go at Jimmy Butler, and the Heat like have been able to just really hammer on those weaknesses, where the Celtics, like, they haven't had that much success going at Kevin Love. They haven't had that much success going at Cody Zeller. They haven't had that much success going at Duncan Robinson. And it's like, that's a series right there.